Fun episode today. We're going to talk about is the fear of AI really the fear of capitalism? And I do my best to bring levity and optimism to the situation because
Uh-huh.
I see the best in people and in our future.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm known for.
Also,
Wow,
we have a couple of
you are a
bridges to
liar.
sell you if you'd like, if you're interested, and a great scheme where if you just buy 5 premium subscription quality episodes, then
Yeah.
and sell them to your friends, then you'll I don't know.
I feel
some
like you're
kind
being
of
sarcastic. I don't understand this perception of me. I'm kind of perplexed here. At any
judge
rate,
for yourself.
good episode. Yes, judge for yourself. I'm pretty well on the record for thinking that the future of it's going to be a disaster. So
Mike
this
loves capitalism.
article that we're talking about, the headline is fear of AI really fear of capitalism? And I say there's enough fear to go around. They're both a disaster.
Oh man, there was a few articles about this week.
So the point of this, the angle of this specific article is that the question is, are we really afraid of AI, or are we afraid of how capitalists will use AI against us?
Seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. Again, I'd say both.
So I will say that we try to remain very politically neutral. So the fact that we're referencing a
Definitely we try that.
leftist journalist, news outlet.
A leftist scum news outlet.
I want to
Just to-
say this.
Say I'm biased.
I want to say this. Yes, my main fear from the outcome, my main fear is what will happen in capitalist countries when AI starts taking over jobs aggressively. Not if, because it's happening already and it's just slow right now. But eventually we will reach a tipping point, I believe, that millions of jobs overnight are just going to get taken over. And my fear is that all the people who are working those jobs will be left in the shitter. And one solution would be to adjust the capitalist way to accommodate these people.
Sure, that's what's going to happen.
Adequately. And I don't know that that's going to happen unless you're in like Finland or Norway. Super scary. That terrifies me. And because then it's like actually a dystopia, Like it's literally a dystopia.
Peter?
Cool and scary and amazing in a bad way.
I
Like
think
a
that there are
fantastic way, like wow.
probably,
It's amazing how bad this is.
immediate.
Well, Peter?
Yeah, I think there are probably more immediate concerns with AI being used in non-capitalist countries, in specifically like dictatorships and things like that, which are like actual harms. So that kind of does away with this argument of is it really fear of capitalism? But I think that the fear of who's controlling it is quite valid. It's like who is the people. We talked earlier this week about this bullshit open letter that mentioned that we have to make sure that AI is loyal. And my point is, loyal to whom? Like, who is it loyal to? And, that's very different depending on the context. If it's loyal to Trump, then I'm not so much for that. But yeah.
If it's loyal to the people, to the citizens, and it's there to help the citizens.
Yeah.
Then
I think that's
good.
It's a running theme on our podcast about we don't like other people who just do things for control. We don't like this whole back to work thing because basically it's all about middle managers wanting to have control over their workers. We don't really like capitalism because because we don't have not that we don't have the money, is because other people have this kind of control and they all have their invested interests, which is all about controlling where the money flows into their pockets. So I don't know. Do we? I'm only just thinking about that out loud now. So
I just don't think that capitalism. I don't think that capitalism is inherently bad. I don't think that it is bad in a monetary-based society, which we've been since we've been smart. Before money, we were just trading shit. It was still transactional. We remain transactional until today. And until we solve the problem of taking money out of the equation, it's just going to be a problem. And the only way to solve it is to go Star Trek style, like, unify the world and everyone gets something.
There's different aspects to this. Like, so there's am I afraid of it because it's technology? People who are accountants.
Just to say quickly, yes, being old man Mike. Yeah,
well, right.
All new technology is inherently scary.
When calculators came out, people who were accountants were fearful for their jobs. When computers came out, people who were typewriterists were fearful for their jobs, whatever that's
sure.
So there's some element of that. And I think to John's point about the automation, which is already happening, automation will put people out of jobs. That's something to be afraid of, given today's context that we all have to kind of work for a living. I think there's the piece of it that says, this AI is going to be used against us, both by capitalists and also, as Peter said, by anybody who wants control, to manipulate us. So there's that piece of it. But then there's also the piece that, to me, AI is just kind of dangerous on its own because of the problems with training that we discussed, I think, on Tuesday, because of the trust that we put in it in terms of the quality of the answers that it gives us being misleading and manipulative. So I think my final takeaway is kind of two separate issues. Yes, I'm afraid of AI, and yes, I'm afraid of capitalism, independent of how they work together to destroy our lives.
Okay, all right. So basically, Mike is afraid. End of episode. Like, I think we can.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call Mike a boomer anymore. I'm just gonna call him a fucking doomer instead. God, doomer Mike.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, go back to TikTok. Start doom scrolling.
Yeah. Mike. No, we're totally fucked. That's my bottom line.
Yeah. In a large part, I do agree with Mike on that front, that we are basically just fucked.
I think we're at a crossroad.
You think so?
Yeah. I think this will define humanity for the next few hundred years.
And if there's one thing we know about humanity, it's that we make good choices at crossroads.
Yeah,
Great
that's what I'm saying. We're on a crossroad, but we're also on the back of a train that's going at 150 miles an hour and is flying past those crossroads, those junction points, like very fast.
Yeah,
like it's we'll buy options. Yeah. I'd like to be hopeful. I remain consistently hopeful that one day we'll live in an environment where post-scarcity society, just because I love sci-fi so much. But the people in control are gonna cling on to it with their bare hands, and they have a lot of power, and which just seems to be increasing. The divide between the people at the top and the people at the bottom doesn't seem to be shrinking very much. So
I feel like we should implement a corporate tax on businesses, call it something like the AI tax,
something like the French Revolution, where we just
a little bit more extreme. Not something I considered.
Eventually, probably what it's going to come down to.
You think so?
I don't know. Right. That's pretty extreme. Yeah. I don't know.
I think so.
Did the French Revolution work out?
Well, I don't know if that's the exact model, but I think some kind of revolution against capitalism for sure.
Oh, I just think we're going to adjust it. I think that we're going to remain a for-profit region. I say region because fucking Europe, as socialist as they like to pretend that they are, they love money over there.
God,
love it.
I don't know how you reconcile that though with the idea of post-scarcity. So I wouldn't say we have a post-scarcity economy right now. However, we have enough that most of our scarcity is artificial scarcity.
Yes.
So we're closer to post scarcity than we pretend it to be, but we see none of the benefits of that because it's all hoarded at the top, which is unsustainable. But until there's a reason to change, it won't. Until it's a reason for the people who have that to change, the rest of us are just along for the ride.
Yeah.
I'm getting slightly depressed by this whole thing. I'll be honest, guys. I just...
All right, we'll wrap it up at this depressed note that we're all fucked.
God.
Good luck.
What is it? Thursday
Subscribe.
today? Come on. Roll on Friday. Yeah.
Subscribe.
Check into tomorrow's episode. It's going to be way more positive, whatever it's
Check our
going to be. We don't know. This is the last episode in the recording session that we do. So hopefully by this time next week, we're going to have some super positive story that won't be about Elon Musk, the impending disaster of humanity, or what are some other running themes?
Yeah, no breaches.
Yeah,
no data
join us on
leaks.
Discord. Come and suggest some stuff to us. We need some help here. We tried once, right? One week, we tried to come up with just positive stories.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Like it's so hard. It's almost impossible to pick up. Yeah,
I mean, we could talk about like a cat that was reunited with its owner. You know, we could do some like fun things. Anyway,
but what will happen is that the reason that the cat was reunited was because of a data breach where someone was able to mine it and triangulate it. Yeah, it would be like an air tag that they were able to stalk the cat or something, or I don't know. It was a cloned cat and it had an AI chip embedded in it, or it was Elon Musk's cat or something. I don't know. It was some way to bring it back to doom and gloom. Sorry.
If there's a way, I will find it. You're welcome.
This is what happened. We tried it. We kept on just getting back to this shit. Oh, please come help us out. Subscribe for some more happiness. Bye.